Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. I so do appreciate you listening and being here with me today. I just completed a series shifting from surviving to thriving, and we learned more about how people are in a survival mode and being able to shift from that and into thriving. So it's not very easy to do that, as you will hear my guests share about their experiences. But today I'm kind of bridging that into this podcast about links that lead or chains that bind. So when we're going through life, there'll be opportunities coming up for us, right? And if we're in survival mode and we're not in that thriving, we're going to see those links, those things that are presenting themselves to us as something that we cannot do, that's not, I'm not ready yet. That's what you'll say to yourself. I'm not ready yet. I don't have the experience. How is that going to happen? Right? Because we're coming from the mind, we're coming from survival mode of keeping us safe and not wanting to take those risks, because risks involve a chance of falling on our faces, of being hurt, of not being able to just even accept that we are enough to expand and to become into whatever this is presenting to us. So I want everybody to think about a job, right? So when you're looking for a job, what's the first thing you do? Right? You think about your qualifications, you think about your experiences. And that's what we do in life. We only work off of our past experiences, and we try and push that forward to the future. But we're constantly changing and expanding. So when we box ourselves in of this is the only experience I have, or these are my only credentials, and how can I get there when I'm way over here, right? We can't see the links that lead us to those opportunities and expansions. Okay. So those are the chains that bind us. It's the mind, it's us telling us what we can and cannot do. And so understanding that we have reoccurring thought patterns, right? These ruminating thoughts about the current situation or past experiences. And those are the binding, right? Creates mental fatigue. We can really feel it in our body. And if we're not careful enough, science has shown with epigenetics and stress, it turns on certain, parts of the DNA that induces disease with the body. Um, and especially if we have a story or a narrative of, oh, well, that's not who I am. Our family is, I'm just going to say, blue collar workers, or we're not like those other college people, or, that type of thing that kind of keeps us in that little bubble, or even opposite, right? If a person has grown up in a house that everybody is a doctor or a lawyer, and they just feel that they have to do this, but it's nothing that really fulfills them, that's also chains that bind you because it's not fulfilling. And so these generations cycles happen within us. And having those binding thoughts or premonitions of who we are and what our roles are really limits us to seeing these opportunities as links that lead us. Okay. So I'm going to bring it back just a little bit more and remind everybody here that we are all animals. We're animals, right? Even though we're driving cars, we're wearing clothes, we have these dwellings, right? And all this technology, we're still animals. And so we learn to survive and adapt to our environment. And so from a very young age, we learn from our caregivers, we learn from our environment that we're brought up in. And so it's important to know that you can still learn new things. You can unlearn old perceived notions, old schemas about who you are, and learn something new to foster growth within yourself, to release those chains that bind you. Yeah. And so recognizing what supports you is very important. What is it that you like? What is it that you enjoy? So that way you're focusing on things that are supporting, you're building a new foundation for yourself and allowing to shift from that survival mode. Is it easy? No, it is not. Because boy, our minds are crazy good at validating why why we are where we're at. And shoulda, woulda, coulda, all these things, right? But the beauty is you can change your mind. And right now, your mind might be even saying, what? How is that possible? How can this happen? And just being open and curious to, oh, I wonder what April is getting on about. I wonder how this can happen for me. Just holding that space of curiosity and wonder is enough. And the big thing that I've talked about in many podcasts is about your awareness, that awareness of your mind, the awareness of these repetitive thoughts that keep coming in. And knowing that you can shift your script a little bit, just a little bit, instead of talking about all the things that have gone wrong or being anxious about the future and uncertainty, and just pausing and reminding yourself, right now, is this happening? Right now, where is my center point? Right now, where is my breath? Can I feel my feet? And even let's take a nice deep breath down into my feet and bringing that back up. And that just shifting your mind into you, into your presence is enough. And that will help with the mental fatigue of trying to figure things out, of the uncertainty or the doubt because of other past experiences. And this will actually help unravel cycles of generation, of the ideology of how and who you are in the world. So recognizing what is supportive and those parts of you that are a little uncomfortable. Navigating those internal landscapes, finding a way to accept and trust and know that that's what life's about, is about the challenges and finding that balance within yourself and being courageous enough to witness these parts to break the chains that bind you, and understanding that they're not who we truly are, but they were formed out of survival or preconceived notions that were not 100% true. It's really about giving yourself ease and grace while finding just an even place to land within yourself. Now, if you're not able to go in, that's okay. Find a tree, find a place at a park that brings you peace, or even looking at pictures of a place that you would like to visit that attracts you, whether that is Hawaii, whether it's Scotland, Bahamas, whatever that is for you. When you look at that picture and you think, that looks amazing. I really want to go there. You know, what is it? What's drawing you there? What's connecting you to that place? And when you find that and it eases within you, you just find that gentle ease within you, then you're able to release that binding, right? And open, so that way there's gaps to where you can see how the links will lead you in a more fulfilling and supportive direction. So that's what I have for you today. Just knowing, being aware of, are these chains that are binding me, or are they links that are leading me? And remember, trust and know, and it shall be so, my friends. Keep open and curious and being a witness to your own expansion.